Good morning, traders, and welcome to the Bookmap live trading trading webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap, and so we do live analysis, forward-looking analysis here Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, 10 a.m. and live trading with stocks by Jay Trader on Wednesday, and Thursday Scott Pulcini, futures trader. Let's jump right in here. We'll go through some disclosures very quickly and then take a look at this S&P and see exactly what's going on out there in the markets. Our education is forward-looking. We'll read the current market and give insight to where we think price is going to move next. General disclosure. All Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. The risk disclosure, trading futures, trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so let's jump in here and take a look and see what's going on in this S&P. Lots of stuff to go through. In the bigger picture here, let's just take a quick look at the order flow right now, since we have the volatility at the cash open here, and you can see that very clearly within the volume dots over here. Okay, where everything has really changed and really picked up at this point. You can see this market kind of selling off here after some nice moves, and then look at around here before 8 o'clock, test into high liquidity down here around this 42.35-ish, 36-ish area here, and a nice bounce right up into high liquidity up here at 42.55, and it's really been choppy kind of since. It did break below this 36 into another area of high liquidity down here around 42.30, and then right back up again, right back down again, and then right back up again. Now it has broken out here of this area, and this is an important area for right now, this 42.55 area. This is where that high liquidity is, and they traded into here a few different times and have broken through that area, and you can see, and this just exemplifies and visualizes these concepts you hear about. Well, once resistance is broken, it turns into support. Well, this is exactly why, and this is something Bookmap is so good at showing, because it's such simple data here, but it's understanding the concepts of really how the market works here. So you can see this move up into high liquidity, it transacts. Big green dot right up into that liquidity. Market sells off, does not trade into this high liquidity down here, comes back up, trades through 42.50, and there's still some liquidity up here a little bit above this 55 level. It trades, and there's still more buying pressure. Okay, and now we're pulling back and bouncing once, twice, and this is the third test here where it broke out from. Now, question is, are we going to get sellers in here? Do we get sellers in here that are willing, more selling pressure, to have this be a false breakout? We're going to look at that, and we're going to look for that scenario to unfold. And what we're looking for down here is big red dots, sellers ready to move the market. Here they go. Let's see if they follow through now. Let's take a look at the order book. Okay, well, they're still lined up here. Here's our big red dots, but look what happened. Okay, so far, they were unable to move price lower. Well, how's that possible? Well, there's an iceberg here. Here's another iceberg. Look, high liquidity at 55.5 here. There they are. They just got absorbed. Okay, now we're getting our selling pressure through that area. All right, and starting to understand, now this might be a false breakdown here. Okay, it's set up really nicely to be a false breakdown. Okay, if we get buyers back up here at 56, watch out, and we're going to move right back up to 60 or 62 up here. Okay, so see how now market's gauging this. This is a really tricky moment right now, and we don't have too much insight right now. buyers could have at this point here taken it higher, and there just wasn't enough buyers. Now we're back down here. Are there enough sellers down here? Okay, we know there's some positions of larger players in here. Okay, well, we're going to take a look here. Okay, now the market doesn't know either, right? We have different players, different time frames, different sizes of players in here. Now we're getting a little more clarity, looking pretty good to the downside here. Okay, looking for 52 and 50. Okay, we already hit 52 quickly. Now we're looking for 50. Right? So we didn't have insight here until we got to here. And here's why. I'll go through this here. Now this also might be a false breakdown. Okay, we're watching this. What if we get buyers back up above? Yeah, I'm still going with the downside into 50 here. Reason being is I don't see enough buyers quite up here at this level. It's mostly sellers. So still looking for the move lower here. All right, I'm going to go over this quickly here, but because I want to take a look at the higher time frame and what's going on. But reading this and understanding concepts in here, very simple concepts, this will help you so much in all of your trading on all different time frames. Okay, now we're going to do this reading again and again, forward-looking analysis here. Still looking for a 50 to trade here. And we'll do it again and again, and we'll do it on these smaller time frames just so you get the idea, or you can see it unfold in real time. Please go to our educational course that's online to understand what these concepts are. And then we can also look at higher time frame. There's our move into 50, and there's still more selling pressure. Okay, so let's see if there's still more sellers can take it lower, maybe down to 45 here. Now the liquidity is down a little bit lower here, around 48. All right, so that's what we're reading so far. But this concept in here and what we're looking at in here, let's go through it quickly. All right, well, we didn't quite know. We went through different scenarios in here of what might have unfolded. And then we saw this move into here. We got our red dots. Okay, but at this point here, we got our sellers here, but it's like, wait a minute now, that's big selling, and they're not able to drop price. All right, well, what's happening here? There's an iceberg here that's absorbing. There's not much liquidity in here. Okay, what it is instead is it's an iceberg. It's about 200 contracts in here absorbed. We can put the on chart iceberg in here. Hold on a minute. Stops and icebergs on chart. Okay. There, 84. Okay, now I think I have this filtered. Now this is on chart. Got to open it up. Okay, now that's all of them. That doesn't look quite right. I have a filter on here. Okay. Well, yeah, anyway, I mean, you can see the icebergs. My point here is that they're absorbing here, and price is not able to drop. Right? It's running into this iceberg that's still in here and finally gets filled down here for 500. And that's what unfolded here. Okay, at this price level. Now we didn't, like I said, we didn't quite know where price, and no one really knows where price is going to go until we have a better understanding of the players involved at these levels. So if they're going to absorb here, maybe we'll get buyers on the other side here. We didn't. We got the breakdown, right? And then we had potential up here. We come back up here and retest here. If there's buyers, looking for a nice move higher. Not enough buyers. We come back down here, retest here. Not enough sellers down here. Okay, so in general, then we came back up here and retested here, and look at the buying up here. Okay, this is like exhaustion at this point, and also at this point up here. There's not enough buyers. No one's interested. Okay, there's a little bit of buying that lifts the offer up into this area here around 57 1/4, and that was it. Once we start to see sellers come in here, now they've got something. This is where we're looking for it. And this is where we're looking for the move lower into 52 and then 50. Right now, the reason being is because of market structure, the buyers and sellers, and also the liquidity in here in this relationship. So we had our sellers in here. Buyers could have taken it here. We didn't know. Come back down. All right, well, you know, I don't really see much happening here at this level here. Buyers come back in, try to reach higher. They couldn't. They exhaust out. They make a lower high here. And then we come down, we start to see some selling pressure. This is where the sellers can take it. Okay, more likely at this point, they can take control of this market. And we'd be looking for that to unfold. And they did. And we look for that to happen again and again and again. Down to 50. And then what has happened here? We're looking for 48. That already unfolded as well. And then you can see now it's a battle. We're back to the battleground here. Look at buyers here taking control above this 50 level or 52 level here. Okay. And then sellers down below. So this is, again, like a battle that's happening right now. We don't have too much insight at the moment. But this was, we're looking for this to unfold. Anyway, yeah, please take a look again and again for these patterns in here. This gives you an edge in order flow. Okay, understanding the players involved in here and the potential moves and where the moves might go, because they're going to test liquidity. They're going to trade to where they can find buyers in the order book, and they're down here at this 52 and lower here 50. All right, so anyway, we'll go over it again and again. So let me see if there's any questions so far. Can we take a look at Amazon? Ooh, it's down 356. Okay, I'm not sure if I have Amazon up or not. I don't think so, but we can jump over. Guys, another thing too, like we're going to have another trivia night tonight. So I'll put this into the chat. Now, this is only in Discord. It'll be in our events room. Okay, the events voice channel, and also in the text channel there. You guys are familiar with it. Maybe we did it a couple weeks ago. And there are prizes, or one prize. So you get a gift certificate for $100 to the Bookmap marketplace for whatever you want. All right. So anyway, I wanted to mention that. Hey, maybe some of the things we're covering in here right now today are going to be in the trivia event. So yep, it'll be at 4:30 East Coast time, MC local. So thank you for that. Yeah, I have the image here. Hold on, and I'll put this into the chat for you guys. There you go. Okay. And for you guys on YouTube, here we go as well. This is the trivia night, 4:30. I'll tweet it out, and you'll find it in the events room. Okay. All right. So anyway, there was a quick read of the order flow here. Now this has been a false breakout. Okay, came back up. We're looking for it around here. We got some insight. We're looking for the move lower. That has already unfolded. The question is, though, what's going to happen now? Okay, well, look at the bid down here. Seems to be, interest here to buy at these price levels, which is higher. Okay, and we're starting to find aggressive buyers. All right, well, where are they going? Well, look for 60. Okay, looking for 60 now. We're back to this important kind of pivot level here around, well, just above 52 or 55. this level here. We already mentioned this is an important level for today, okay, or this time frame here. Are we above it or are we below it? And that we want to understand the order flow. Now, here's what the order flow is telling us. No, they could not take it above. All right, sellers now taking it down. Let's see them take it down to 40. Okay, this is a pretty easy read as well. Okay, that appetite in here, or the demand, is kind of diminished, and we're seeing massive selling coming in. So looking for them to drop it down to 40. Okay, maybe 30. And that would be below the cash open here at 930. So this is a great target here at 30. Okay, now for this whole range since the cash open, you can see we're even trading through a high volume node here. Likely we're going to get a bounce in here. Likely right here where we are currently, we're going to get a bounce. Why do you guys think we're going to get a bounce here? Okay, yeah, I just mentioned one is the high volume profile, or high volume node in here. But there's something more here. What do you guys think? It has to be about the answer is about who's in control in certain areas. A bounce at liquidity? No. Resting liquidity? No. Short covering? No. High volume node is Techie Girl. It's a part of it, but like we're already through it though. Alec. All right, so where do buyers take control? Alec, that's kind of the answer I was looking for. But where did they take control, and what time? Yeah, right in here. So if we didn't get that bounce, okay, but I would be looking for it. There's a host of things in here to look for a bounce in here. We're looking for the move down into 40. The selling came in like it this was an easy read. Okay, we even mentioned it before it unfolded. Okay, I mean, that's what we do in the room. It's not a trade calling room. It's not a recommendation. It's forward-looking analysis, foresight here by reading the order flow and most likely areas to price to trade to or test. And we said 30, okay, and we're just about to hit 30. Anyway, very strong selling here, moving price away from this whole value area, but that's a whole nother subject. What's important here is why there was a possibility for a bounce in here. There's a number of reasons here, but this is where the buyers came in and really see how they came in and moved price higher. Well, you know, this is very similar to I know that you know, a lot of you guys are very popular trading strategy is volume profile, or using volume profile and market profile. Stadelmeyer has also he came back and kind of edited or revisited volume profile, and this is one of the reasons why. He talked about it as these volume strips. Well, here it is. Okay, strong consistent buying, moving price away. This is where that initiated and started down here. Okay, so even in fact really the breakout was right around here. All right, so we're looking for price strong selling, high liquidity here at 40. Also, you know, some high volume nodes here. It's a little bit higher, 42.5. So we have some reasons why there might be some profit taking, why you might find buyers supporting it here again, and then for a move back up and retest maybe back up to here as a pullback. It didn't unfold. There wasn't any interest here. We don't see those buyers. They don't come in. In fact, they get slightly above this transaction here I mean, this is really pretty bearish here. They get slightly above it here. That's it though. And then the sellers come in, back and forth, back and forth. Sellers come in, move it lower, looking for 30. Yeah, anyway, this is another reason, okay, and then you'll have to kind of figure out and come up with your own trading plan for this, is to understand like when you want to take profits, or if you're looking for a counter trade back up here, and if you're looking for a pullback. You didn't get any pullback here. This happens very frequently in here, in the markets. You know, we're all looking for that pullback. Oh, it'd be great, I'll just wait for it to come back here, I'll get in, and the market has taken off without you. So you know, you'll have to kind of figure out a way to if you're a pullback trader, well, then you missed this. Okay, and this was a pretty easy move to catch, okay, based on just the order flow in here. At least, you know, we thought so. We saw the, you know, the test up here, it failed. The selling coming, marching in here, looking for this move down to 40, okay, then 30. But a bounce in here is definitely in the cards. Doesn't even happen. You know, so going through and understanding this scenario in here is important for your trading plan, because you know, it might come back up and revisit this later in the session or something, whatever, but the move is here and now. You know, a lot of times there'll be low volume nodes down in these areas in here, and you, oh yeah, it's going to bounce or whatever. It just runs you right over. Just be aware of how to manage your trade when this kind of scenario unfolds. Okay, if it's a trade management or if it's entry or exit, right? Because you're kicking yourself missing a pretty easy move. Anyway, so go revisit your trading plan. And figure out ways that how you might consider to capture some of these moves in here via the order flow. All right. Overnight low was 42.30. Okay. Yep. Thank you, Leo Trader. Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, it was not only the cash, you know, open here, the overnight low as well. So I mean, there you go. And Leo's looking at these even. Well, I don't know what you think, Leo. If overnight low is, I mean, since it was the same here, basically overnight low and cash, it's the same, is equally important. But I would imagine that you probably find the it probably goes back and forth, but I'm curious to see what you think. What do you think? I know it's just a stat. I know. I'm curious though, what you find might hold better, an overnight low or the cash low, or where you get more reaction. Okay, and we're talking about in the first, you know, hour and a half or so of trading. That's a really interesting kind of a stat to answer, or to get data on, because you know, the overnight low, I mean, there's not a whole lot of volume for that whole overnight, and then that cash session low, though, it's a lot of volume, but it's just been recent activity. Tough call. Yeah. Okay, let me jump back to YouTube, see how everything's going over there. All right, KG looking at a trend line. Any questions, YouTubers? Let me know. And Alan wanted to look at Amazon, so let's take a quick look, or at least get some data here for Amazon. All right. Okay, and wow, a lot of icebergs over here, just getting filled just at this at Leo's overnight low here, right? So interesting stuff happening here. All right, guys. Well, anyway, we've gone through a few different trades already. This is because of Amazon. The already went through a few trades in here, but we saw some good stuff, so I wanted to cover it, and a couple of easy reads, or some very difficult read, or wasn't really a read. It was like, well, we didn't know, and then we knew, and we're looking for a couple of moves to unfold here. Now, what I want to cover though is the higher time frame here. Some really interesting stuff in here. All right, we talked about this beginning of the week. We talked about this level down here. We had drawn these up in either the beginning of the week or last week, or like, several weeks ago. This area in here, and a potential move into it, and then you can see what happened in here on the daily chart. Okay, we had a move into it and a bounce out of it here. Okay, it came all the way back up and retested this area in here, and this 4,300. Is that right? Yeah. So some really choppy stuff in here. Here's the hour chart here in the middle, and you can see as well, like some of these moves in here, so here's today's action here, and you can see the opened up here, kind of almost filled the gap basically, and then look at the sellers come and move this lower here now. Okay, so now can they move it down into this area here, guys? On your higher time frame, where's your high volume node? Okay, on this hourly chart in here is probably around in here somewhere, probably around 4,200, I imagine. This is also a nice target for these sellers to reach that area here. Okay, now what else do we see? That's another good reason why we see pretty good momentum here on the sell side on this hourly chart. Why is another good reason that we can trade back down and test into this area here? Okay, it's kind of similar to the previous question. The answer is basically the same. It's where buyers took control. Exactly. I'm so bad. Exactly. And look at it here. Look how visual this is here. Look at right here. Now this is at 42.12. Okay, or 42.10. That was an important area that we drew up on our charts several times as well. I deleted that line. I think we had one at 15 or somewhere. I think it was around here, 12 and a half, 13. I don't know, something like that. Look where buyers took control here. They took command of this market here. Look where sellers are going to test that area here. Now we're already kind of looking for maybe a bit of profit taking here around 20, bouncing off of this area here. This is going to be your low volume node. Okay, you don't have to have volume profile to understand that. You just know there's a cluster here and there's very little volume in here. Right, so maybe a bounce off of that. But momentum is pretty strong here, so I'd still be looking for a move lower into some of these areas here, yeah, somewhere around this 10 level, but also 4,200 or 05, and then here's 4,200 here, just below this swing down here. All right, so these are some potential areas. Now on the candlestick chart, we don't know where the liquidity is, where the buyers are lined up, where is their demand in here. Okay, so that's when we go to Bookmap to check it out. Okay, to understand really what's behind all of this here in the candlesticks. Okay, it's really what the candlesticks aren't showing us, what they're hiding. Let's see, Leo. Today's session, one-time framing lower on the 30-minute, cleaning up yesterday's poor TPO structure. Yeah, okay, so yeah, Leo is a pretty serious market and volume profile trader. So he's looking at these TPOs, where there's opportunities, where price might go to check and test an area where it did not auction properly. I'm going to cover that concept in here in the order flow and auctioning properly or not properly. It's a, it sounds really kind of fluent, and it's not. These concepts are so simple. It doesn't take much to understand these things. This is not rocket science at all. And even saying auction market theory sounds kind of heavy, and like there's it's very complex. It's not. It's really simple. It's like just going to the farmer's market, buying potatoes, and the same idea here. All right, so let's cover, and this idea and this concept of like retesting into TPOs or low volume nodes, or filling in an area where it didn't auction properly. Boy, you'll see scalpers take advantage of this day and day and day, or moment and minute and minute and minute again. So let's see here. I guess probably, it might be easiest to show in crypto, to be honest, because in crypto, yeah, okay, so here's a book sweep here. All right, and we know this is likely a stop run as well. Okay, we see a lot of selling coming in. Nothing but selling here. Nothing but. This is a vacuum in here now. This is where that selling initiated up here. Okay, we can go to the S&P and look at it as well. I just want to look for a very clear example, and this isn't bad. And now we're looking for it trades into and actually through this high liquidity here at 39,000. Okay, now it's a vacuum in a sense though, because here sellers came in and moved this all lower. A lot of times, I mean, you can see in crypto here, the best offer filled in pretty quickly. Okay, but a lot of times though, you'll see the best offer still hanging out up here at 39,040. And that's the spread. Basically, it hasn't caught up yet, or no one's willing to offer lower. So that's the vacuum effect here, and all it can take is a very few contracts to pull back to this area here. All right, and fill that in. Okay, and that is what Leo is talking about here, about not filling or not auctioning into this area here. It is not properly auctioned in here. Its price has moved away very quickly, and this is kind of a vacuum now, and you can see it in the volume columns. Okay, the volume columns capture this beautifully. All right, so that's how you get these low volume nodes, or like these really weird little areas in your profile. You see lots of trading, and then like very scant little areas of trading, and then lots of trading again. Okay, that is filling. Price comes back to fill in and test those areas and auction into those areas. That is the concept here, and this is an example on a very low time frame, and that's actually how you get. And this relates to it. Stick with it. Techie girl, you know the answer. That is how you get your low volume pullbacks. Okay, it fills in, or it just retests this area here. And does it find demand? Does it find buying pressure? Okay, or does it exhaust out? Yeah, I mean, you'll see it. This isn't really the best example. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. But like, I mean, you'll see it sometimes so clearly. It's just like a poster child for it. And understanding these concepts, though, once you understand these concepts, like I keep mentioning, the market is yours. I mean, now you don't have to follow and read a book for, well, I only trade this or that. You can come in and just say, well, I like this concept. I understand this concept. I'm going to go study it now, and I'm going to look for that. And I know what it looks like. And then I'm looking for, sellers here to move it back down again after it comes back in and retest this area. I'm looking for exhaustion up here. Okay. They pushed it a couple times and took it back up above here. It's still low volume. Most of the volume is here. Now we also know, we've covered this here. This opens the door here also for buyers up above it, even on a low volume pullback. Right. So that's where the trap is, though, and you have to be aware of those things in these concepts. All right. So let's see here. Let's see. Leo showed an image here, so let's share that. All right. So yeah. Oh boy, Leo, I'm having a hard time here. 42, here's 40, here's 30. You're looking for it to auction back into this area, I believe. Is that correct? Yeah, right in here probably. And not sure what this profile is here. Oh, I love it. I mean, this is such a lot of traders don't look at the market profile. They're looking at volume profile. I like it. Now we're talking about time and acceptance here in market profile. Instead of volume, you're looking at something. It's different. You're not talking about the number of transactions. You're talking about time and acceptance in levels, and it building out a profile. That's why you'll see like Futures Trader 71 and others. They'll have both up. They're looking at both. Anyway, there's some kind of purity or beauty to these market profile charts that I really like. Yeah, let me know, Leo, if there's anything else you want me to go over on that. So I got the image there. All right. So let's go back to this S&P and see what's going on in here. And where did we head to? Oh God. So I run at the mouth and we miss these wonderful moves. Well, we were looking for 30, and then we were, we know that there's sellers moving it away here, but 30 was a pretty key level here due to the volume and the structure here. And we can see that even down here, we didn't get much of a pullback at all on that buy side. In fact, they just pulled back to this little structural area here. And then this is where the buyers came in, or the sellers came in again and again and again. Now, it's still possible in these areas here. This is why we talk about not only where the volume is trading, but also market structure. Okay, so here's why. The volume's trading here, and the transactions are happening here. If we can get back up here and get those buyers back up above here, or especially up here around 30 again, then this is all trap volume, and we'll see the stop runs probably back up into about 32 or higher. All right, so nonetheless, here's what unfolded. We get the clusters down here. Typically we get lots of stop runs down here. We didn't on this one. We come back down again, not a whole lot happening in here. Some kind of weird price action, and it was really sellers down here. Okay, it was really kind of nebulous in here at this swing low here on this small time frame, but the sellers come in again and again and again, hitting into high liquidity, even through this liquidity here at 16 on down. Okay, so that leaves us up to current price, and then look at this here. Look at the buyers back up above it. All right, let's see if the buyers can reach 42.20. Okay, so just back up into here. All right, and if we see the sellers come back down below this level here at 15 and we see selling, we're looking for it to come back down to 11 and 10. Look at the selling down here. Not a whole lot. And they did not trade into 10. Okay, so we're watching and understanding, assessing this auction here. Okay, here come our sellers. Now let's see if they can move it now. You know, or are they going to get trapped? And we're going to watch this closely. Okay, now they have the potential for being trapped right now. Okay, see the buyers come back in. Okay, but they're not enough. There we go. All right, so looking for sellers to now try to take this away from this area back down to 10, 42.10. Okay, Leo. Okay, so you got some single prints to clean up. See the chart above? Yeah, no, we just took a look at it, Leo. I don't know if you stepped away for a moment. Thanks for posting. Okay, just shy of 10, back down to the low here. Okay, still looking for 10. You did step away. I know. I was asking questions about it, like what you were looking for, and I'll just go over it again quickly here, so we can review it. There's our 10, guys. Okay, so anyway, I don't know how you guys feel about it, your trade management on these things. We haven't looked at the higher time frame here. Let's just jump back quickly. Okay, this is kind of a critical area here. Okay, we're testing into these areas here. Okay, you know, I would take some profit. Okay, that would be me though, right? I would do that. You'll have to assess this. All right, and there's another 5-point move from here on down. Okay, or let's say 4.5 or 4, you know, from here on down. Okay, anyway, let's go over Leo's image before he walks away again. This is what we were talking about, Leo. You were looking for it to fill in some areas here. I believe it was, I imagine it's this area in here, because this is where we don't see, you know, we have a couple of prints in here, right in here especially, but that's it, and that's definitely the lowest on the chart here. Okay, so it's down here now at 10, so it's testing this high volume node, or this POC from previously here. I don't know what profile this is in here, but I guess these are days. Each is a day here. I'm not sure. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, I imagine that's what you're looking at, and then just to fill in. I mean, that's it, right? To auction here, due to that vacuum we talked about, and then the market kind of determines and assesses like what's going on at this level here. All right, well, we found more sellers willing to take it lower. They took it down to this level here, which is very clean and easy to read here, which is our 42.10. Okay, now, so, and we know there's liquidity there. So now if you line up and you're trading market profile, then this area here is not a bad area to target and to take some profit. Okay, maybe look for order flow reversal to trade back up and re-auction back up in here maybe. Okay, so there's some concepts in here. These are potential trading plans. What we want to understand, this is the bigger picture here, but then we're talking about what the order flow looks like for it to trade maybe back into certain areas. All right, anyway, let's continue on. All right. Yeah, and see, I mean, the market's kind of going sideways here. Now we still have a downside bias here. We're not making higher highs. We're not making equal highs. We're making lower highs, and there we go. So we still have a bias here, but we're watching this here and getting kind of understanding of how this market is. See how it's starting to kind of flatten out, or not flatten out, but show it with lines here. Okay, we have a line here. No, now it's here. No, now it's here. No, now it's here, right? Or you can draw your trend line here, or you can draw your channel here. Okay, but now the question is, in the order flow, okay, the price structure is starting to do that. That's good. But what about the volume? Well, I don't see a whole lot of volume trading up here. It's not bad. It's getting better at least, but it's not a whole lot. Okay, look at the buyers try here, but it completely just stomped on by the sellers. And then there's still more selling at lower lows. Okay, so, although things are starting to kind of flatten out, we're not seeing much on the buy side. Okay, and we need that. That's what's going to lift it back up into these areas, and then see more buyers at higher highs, and we'll make higher lows and see less sellers there. And let's see if we get a quick move here on the buy side. We're back up at the top of this little small range in here. So let's read the order flow here. Okay, looking for the bid to light up here and the reaction to that bid. Okay, and this was scenario one, which is the most not likely, most unlikely is scenario one. And that's a potential reversal here. Okay, because we're not seeing it, but we're looking for it. Okay, if we get more sellers in here, we're just looking for lower lows, right? And that's that. Looking for exhaustion here, and more selling down here into high liquidity. Watch them see if they pull here on the bid, and price can move lower easier. All right, so that's scenario actually number one, and most likely. Okay, because we just don't see the buyers yet. Right now, scenario number two is, what if we can capture a lot of sellers at this low here and then see buyers up here? Okay, a lot of buying. Okay, well, these sellers in here are going to have to be buyers up here, okay, or up here at 20. All right, so that's why we're going through these scenarios and looking for it, and we don't see it yet. Okay, so the most likely one is the one that we said, scenario number one, and that's playing out. But we're watching, we're waiting, we're seeing if the order flow matches scenario number two. If it does, then it's more likely for that move to unfold. Okay, and then we got to gauge like how it's trading in these areas here. Okay, so if we come up here and we see a lot of buyers up here, okay, and we see some up here previously, so it can auction up here. We know that. But here's our exhaustion, and the sellers come in and just pound on it just into this liquidity here at 08. And that's it. Okay, so let's take a look here. All right, we have that potential. Let's see if we get it here. If we get some buyers here at 9.5 in this smaller range, we can come up to the bigger range, okay, to 10 or 11. Yeah, let's see if they can do it. There they go. Okay, now let's see if we get more up here, right here at 11, and then we're looking for 13. Okay, and we want to see it pull away quickly here, okay, and trap. God, I hate to say trap, but like we're looking for a quick move here. And there it is. There it is. Okay, we're up at 13. Now they pulled that liquidity here at 13 as well. We're not quite at 13 yet, but pretty close. Okay, now we're coming back and filling in that area here. Okay, because it didn't quite auction in here. You can see it in here, right? Retest it. And do we get more buyers in here? Not yet. Okay. Okay, where did it come back and retest now, guys? In this little area here. Okay, and now we're through it too. Okay, so now what area is most likely gonna go? Guys, can you hear me in here? Am I talking to myself? Would love to get your feedback in here. And Alan, I'm so bad. MC Loco, Techie Girl, love all you guys. Let's get some others in here. I mean, guys, be wrong. Just get something out. We'll go over it. You're waiting for Amazon, Alan. That's fine, but we want to learn. That's what we want. Okay. Well, I was alluding to like this going lower here into, you know, 06 and 05 and liquidity down here 04. Here's why. And how many, this move here is no different than what we saw just earlier around 42.55. No different. Okay, the buyers came in and we were looking for that scenario here. Scenario number one was to the downside. Scenario number two was if we got our buyers in here covered in real time, then we're looking for the move back up into about 13. Okay, and it did auction at 13. Only 3 transactions up here. My God, poor guy, trapped up here with just his 3 buying the breakout. I shouldn't laugh. Anyway, so here's that move. Okay, now we're looking for a low volume pullback to here. Okay, fill that vacuum back in, and then we're looking for potential more buyers, exhaustion here, and buyers to come in. We still have one more. Oh, there we go. Now it's lighting up. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. Excellent. So yeah, so now at this point here, we can still go into the high volume node and bounce off at 09. Okay, but that's the last kind of call here. Okay, so bounce off of here. Usually if it's going to be a trap and we're looking for that quick move, which unfolded here, but there's no follow through on it, we'd be looking for our low volume node and then a leg 2 and continuation, not a leg 2 back up to the high, but continuation, and that would be a reversal. Here all we did was get this, and then not enough buyers aren't supporting it anymore, and then we come back down to low volume node or high volume node here of this range, which is here. Okay, and we get more sellers here, and they're taking it back down to the bottom of the range, and we get more sellers down here. So based on this structure, we're looking for it to go lower, or not just structure, volume and order flow in here. Now there's the buyers are done for here at this point. Now we're looking for sellers, okay? And likely move is lower at that point, and the likely target is liquidity here at 6, 5, and 4. Okay, all right, now look at the buyers come back in. Okay, so here, and as well, same ideas, same concepts here. We'd be looking for the support here. This is the pivot line here. Okay, you're under over at 10. Okay, they went through it, they were up above it, now they're back below it, point of control, and through it. Here is our pivot down here, and this is where all the sellers are trapped. Same idea, same concept here. Sellers here below at 08. Okay, 08, and then buyers above it here. Okay, now here this is looking better. We even broke this swing. We did get a leg up here now. Okay, and we're looking for buyers to support it here at 08.5 or so. Okay, selling pressure is still pretty strong in here. Lots of buyers did come in. We got our stop run at the top here, and then sellers coming in. All right, not enough selling pressure to even reach down here yet. Okay, so let's see if we get more buyers back up above. Even we can even look at this in the fractal nature here, and again, like fractals, guys, I kind of these technical terms and mathematical terms, we're going to kind of not debunk it, but we're going to just look at it visually here and understand it in terms of order flow, because it's not difficult, and what's behind this is pretty straightforward and commonsensical. Buyers above, look at the sellers below. Okay, we can start to draw up these structural areas here. Okay, it's even down here. This is the same thing. Buyers above it, we're looking for sellers below it. Okay, so we're getting our buyers here. They're coming back up here. Sellers fill it in. Okay, now we get buyers back up here again. Okay, now I want to see these guys pull here. They're on the bid here. That's good. But what's the reaction to it? Well, nothing yet. All right, here we got a little bit of buying. All right, buyers, let's see you take out this guy on at 15. Can you do it? No. Sellers take this guy on here at 12. Or 12.25. Okay, now can they take it through this point of control? Not yet. Okay, now point of control of this little area in here is here. Okay, at 10.5. Okay, do we get sellers down at there at 10.5? Nope. Okay, buyers, let's see you try to lift it right back up here. 14, 15. They're trying. They're trying. They're trying. And now where could they fail though too? Okay, there's 14. Now it traded into 14 and has bounced since. Not enough to take on 14 and trade to 15. Not yet. Okay, let's see if they can do it. To see them starting to pull a little bit at 14 as well. There they go. There's 14. Now let's see if they can hit 15 now. Trying. This is a hard call. There's buying and selling in here. There they go. See the sellers come in. So when you see that and you don't know and it doesn't really tip its hand, stay out. Don't get involved. Let them battle it out. Let them test areas. Let them throw high liquidity in here and see what the reaction is. Okay, now let's see if we can get back down here around 11.25 and see some selling here. Okay, and we know our high volume node is here at 10 and a half. Okay, let's see sellers trade it down to there. Okay, just to there. Now you see how you can look at some of this selling in here, and you can start to put together in your plan. All right, well, if I start to see sellers in here, now I'm kind of a mean reversion trader. I'm looking for it to trade back to an area of average pricing. It could be a VWAP, it could be your high volume node, or maybe it's something else, you know, whatever. Now look, sellers are down below it now. Okay, so now we're down below it here, and we're seeing sellers here. Let's see if they can retest it back down here to 08. There's a lot of selling in here. Yeah, I don't think it's again, like there's not a whole lot of clarity in here, except that the selling is pretty nice in here, and it started up here at 12. Okay, here we go. All right, let me jump back to questions. Not that one. Hold on. Okay, YouTube guys. Oh, you're welcome, Alpha. Yeah, we can go over CVD in here as well. What do I mean, Vince, by low volume node? Okay, thank you, Nick Knack. Good to see you in here again. And I'll go over low volume node. It's very, very simple. And it's more, that's, you know, talking about volume profile. Carlos, you want to learn how to read stops and icebergs? Sure, no problem. How they measure it, how to interpret them. Yeah, we can put that into here as well. So guys, now we went through that 08, right? And there's still more selling pressure. Let's see them try to drop it into our 04, 05 now too. Continuation now. Look at the selling pressure. Understand the selling pressure here. $4,200, the figures down below here as well. Let's put our VWAP on here. I know a lot of you guys like to look at the VWAP. I do too. I like it because I like it very much because it's one line. Everyone's looking at the same line. And we know a lot of institutions that, you know, above or below VWAP is really important to them. So you'll see these mean reversion type of trades back to or I should say just back to VWAP and point of control. Let's put our point of control on here as well. It's way up here, right? And you'll see it. I mean, and they're just, you know, I've mentioned this in the last few weeks, how relentless those traders are, because they're there to make their money. And they do have a lot of buying power, and they'll make sure that they can get it back there. And when you see that, you can jump on board and ride with them. See, like right now, all that selling pressure and that look into 05, well, we're finding pretty equal buying pressure now after this. Okay, after that selling pressure. Now, sellers, pretty good selling from about here onwards, already retested here, okay, and about to be retested again by buyers here. Okay, now if the buyers can, and we see big green dot up here, we're looking for the high of the range here at, well, it's at 14, and then maybe our 15 3/4 up here. Okay, see the buying pressure now. All right, let's see them lift it up into 14. Okay, now let's take a step back and take a look at this here. All right, look how we made an equal low here. We talked about this kind of coming down and flattening out, and now the potential reversal. Now we've got a whole lot of things lined up here for this potential reversal. Okay, so looking for 20. looking for these buyers to take it up to 20 on this time frame here, this higher time frame. Okay. Now let's just take a step back, because we might get this move to our VWAP now, okay, or even point of control up here. Right, here's why. Okay, Leonard helped us out. Okay, he showed us this higher time frame market profile. We had a high volume node here. He was just looking for it at that time when he took the snapshot for it to trade and kind of fill these areas in here and test and auction into these areas. Well, it did, but it traded through it back down into this kind of 10 level, right? And then now we're getting a bounce. Okay, or we're seeing the order flow kind of definitely the downward movement has slowed, and we're looking for a potential reversal here. Okay, so we have reasons though based on higher time frame analysis, and we also talked about it in here in our candlesticks. And that market profile chart, guys, you know, here it is here too. I mean, you don't have to be just to understand the concept, and then you don't necessarily have to look at that chart. Now Leo's looking at like areas of for the market to fill in and auction into those areas that you will not see here, but you can see that there's a cluster of volume or transactions here, and you can see the quick move away. Okay, well, we were looking for the move back down into here and the potential for a bounce here due to what? Due to what? What was it in here? Why would we assume that would be at least profit taking down here? Yeah, it's these buyers here. And that's where that buying all took place and moved to the upside. Exactly. I'm so bad. Yep. Good stuff, guys. How do you know, Alec, if you know if it's here? It's kind of like a low volume node, or I'm sorry, a low volume pullback. How do you know if it's profit taking or not, or initiated buying? Well, you know, it's by the strength and the volume. You'll see it even in your candlestick charts on pullbacks. It's pretty straightforward. So, for example, these counter trend moves a lot of times. I mean, here we didn't really see much, but you know, maybe this is some buyers taking some profit, or sellers taking some profits. You know, I mean, these kind of smaller moves, and there's just not much behind them. I mean, here we have the, you know, maybe some people getting stopped out. There's some stops here. However, the move here, I mean, it could be some initiated buying here that just got crushed. You know, just not enough here. They lost their bullets. Sellers came in and then really crushed them here. Okay, so yeah, when you start to see the initiated buying, it looks like this here, right? And we're looking for them to move it away from an area here. Now they were able to move it outside the range here. We almost got up to 20. We were looking on this time frame, we were looking for 20. We didn't get there. Okay, we came back and we're retesting here the high volume node here. Okay, and we don't know yet. It's not clear right now. I mean, there's a lot of selling down here. Okay, and let's see though, if I'd be looking for this scenario here is of buyers back up above this 12.5 here. lot of sellers here, a lot of sellers not able to break price lower though. Here they go again. Boy, to me it looks like sellers are going to do it. Back down to 05 or 04, 02, back down to the figure here. Looks like it to me. I mean, in the order flow, that's what we see right now. Yeah, looks. I mean, that's a lot of selling pressure in here. There's some icebergs here, but looking for sellers to drop it. All right, we got to go over the opposite scenario because it could unfold, and it may here. And this is how it unfolds. Buying cluster down here, or selling cluster down here, buying cluster back up above it, and move to the top of the range, and we'll see if there's more buyers up here. All right, so let's take a look here. So if we get our sellers back down here around 08 and a quarter, here they are. All right, they've got it now if they want it. We just need to see them pick it up here. Let's look at the order book. There they go. All right, so sellers should be able to take this lower. And we'd be targeting 05, 04, and then 4,200 here. And there's 04. Boy, that's a lot of selling. Guys, I'm sorry. I asked for some questions, so let me kind of go back here. And you came in and with all sorts of great answers here. Yep, Igor, price going to liquidity, excellent. Leo Trader, I got to use Tom B's. Are you checking with me? Yeah, guys, if I imagine most of you guys are well aware of the Tom B over in his Traders Lab room. Really excellent stuff, and the way that he's looking at volume profile and mixing order flow together. So it's after these webinars, so likely in another about 20 minutes or so. So jump over there definitely, and check out the analysis there. It's excellent. Oh, I love it, techie girl. You're on it, definitely. All right, well, look at this surprise here. Okay, this is a surprise. They kind of came out of the blue here, and see how they upended though, and moving away from these guys here, these sellers in here. Okay, again, this is, I mean, the same old moves, and this is just how the market works. Okay, and potential trap and potential stops. Not many stops hit. Okay, a lot of icebergs in there too. Okay, they moved up and retested this area up here. Our 13 level, which we were looking at. We were looking at that way over here. Yeah, way over here when we were looking for that bump. Look at this, point of control just moved down. Okay, this kind of shifts everything as well, potentially, especially anyone who's trading back to point of control. All right, so let's see now if these guys mean business or not. I mean, they're trying. They keep, you know, mounting these attacks, and it just doesn't work out. These buyers here, well, they're bidding up under here, but let's see if they mean business. And not getting much right now. Trepidity, let's see, sell order or buy order. That was in your image there. That is a limit sell. Okay, it's above price. Okay, it has not been filled. It's in the order book though. That's what it is. Okay, it's someone saying like, I will be a seller here on the offer at this price range. If you want to trade with me, I am up here at 42.14. Okay, with high liquidity, and likely one player is holding the majority because there was nothing there before, and all of a sudden it popped in and it's high liquidity. And that's how you can read this. Yes, it's because it's above current price. Well, profit taking would be an exit, Alec. Oh, since you guys are in here, just mention something. Hey, yeah, I think you probably saw the in the general chat. If you got an email from me, but or a post from me, make sure that it, you know, it's Bruce capital B at Bookmap capital B, and then look at the number too. The number matters. The hashtag and the number behind it. Okay, it I think it's what is mine? It's 3993 or something like that. Do I know it? I don't even know it. Hold on a minute. And yeah, so just make sure, because you know people are soliciting and you know, hacking. Oh God, sometimes I just don't get Discord. Anyway, yeah, just please verify that. That's important. So, all right, I think I've gotten caught up with everybody here in Discord. Alan, yeah, let's take a look at your yeah 3993 that's what it is. Thank you, Mixdockster. Excellent. All right, guys. Well, we'll kind of sign off here on this just this S&P for the moment, but look at this though, bouncing off of point of control, and now we're starting to find buyers up here at 13. Okay, so you know this has been really kind of choppy in this little area here. But boy, I mean, we have all sorts of reasons for looking for actually either direction here. I'm kind of leaning to the upside, back to this, and I'm pulling for them. I'm not really seeing them yet, so it's not confirmed. But point of control has moved down here to 10, and we just know that this area in here, we're looking for some sort of bounce down here on this 15 and on this hour chart. This is a tough call, in to be counter trend here, because this is a big red hourly candle, and we're just seeing just kind of right now it just kind of going back and forth on the next hour here. So yeah, it's kind of a wishful thinking to think maybe we come back up into this kind of 42.29 or 30 area up here. This line that we've been looking at for a long time in here, all week we've been looking at this line here, and it was important. But yeah, maybe a pull back into those areas. Boy, by looking at the momentum here in the daily and the hourly, I'd go with that and look for the move, probably back down into 4200 and below, maybe down here to 4180 or so. But let's that would be the most likely on the higher time frame. We're watching this here in the order flow, and we're seeing this kind of slow down move to the downside, kind of flattening out. Now it did make a higher high, but it also made a higher low or lower low here on some pretty strong volume. But that could be the trap. It also could be the kind of the reverse head and shoulder, potential reverse head and shoulders here. This would be the head, and this is exactly why these patterns exist, right? So let's see, do we get enough buyers here? Yeah, we are. They're pulling here at 14. Great. Buyers will be looking for the move higher up into 15, maybe up into 18 or 20. We looked for 20 before and didn't come to it. Okay, looking for them now. Now there's buyers at 14. Here they come. Okay, and still looking for them to try to move pretty quickly here up to 18 and to 20. Right, they got to pull away from this area here, and they have the potential here. They really do. They were seeing the buying pressure, and let's see if they can really push it here now. McStockster, you got something you're looking at? All right, let's take a look. The upward choppy iceberg line. I mean, the icebergs that I'm seeing here is just like, yeah, they're just kind of buying over time, basically. Not really sure what to think of it. Maybe this is just kind of like them taking profits down in these areas here, buying back. I'm not really sure, but it doesn't seem to be like huge positions here. Maybe a little bit in here at the very bottom in here, which coincides nicely with that stop run here. Okay, so here we go, guys. Let's see if we get our buyers again, and then the stream up here, pull away. We want to see them pull away from this area. There they go. Okay, and we're getting there. We're still looking for more though. Okay, 18 and then 20. It is 12,500 icebergs. That's what I have right now since start of the session. But that's a lot. And it really kind of started, from way up here. So if we kind of look at it from here onwards, basically is what we're kind of looking at here. So maybe here around 5,400 up to so about 7,000, I guess. It's not bad. It's not bad in this area. 7,000 buy icebergs. All right, guys. Well, you can see like this is where it kind of went to like higher time frame. Let's just take a quick step back. Kind of struggling up here. We're looking for it to break and make a higher high here. We see some selling pressure come in, a little bit of a battle here. Here come the buyers right back again. Let's see if they can do it now. Let's see it. Nope. Still looking for it. Here they go. Let's see if they can move it back up to 15. If we can move it back up to 15 and get our buying pressure here, we should get the move. Okay, more likely to get the move into 17, 18, and 20 here. And you can see what's happening. Sellers are coming in. Okay, they're going right back to point of control here at 10. Yeah. So anyway, we're pulling for them, but they didn't show up. And then here the sellers, see how the sellers took it away quickly. I'm looking for these sellers to try to hit point of control here. There they go. Just one tick shy. Still looking for it though. All right, we got to jump over to Amazon. We'll come back and we'll revisit this here. And let's take a quick look. So Amazon is just cratering, huh? Wow. Yeah, it is pretty well, pretty big move. 2600 here, high liquidity up there. 3500 contracts, which is funny. I mean, you know, this is a $2600 instrument, or now it's a 2500 almost instrument. And move back down. Same concepts, guys. Even in here, here's our volatility at the open. Move down, move up. Lots of price action in here, and then sellers break it, move it away. Here's our retest, right back to it. Okay, and it's been chopping around in there since. All right, now, you know, just to let you guys know, like I'm looking at Amazon in here, and this is kind of important. It's a technical thing I need to go over. Okay, Alan. So let's see, 10,000 shares were bought at 25.34. Okay. Well, let's see the follow through then. There's your event to look at, Alan. And now look at the order flow around that event. Right, that's no different than the way Scott Pulcini looks at, you know, his events for large stops and iceberg transactions. And then he wants to know what's happening around that event, because he knows those are the people moving the market, okay, or have a lot of potential to move the market. Here's what I was going to mention that's important, technical issue here. In this instrument, every cent is being displayed. Okay, well, we're looking at, basically $100 in here of a move. Okay, so that's 100 times 100, and we're showing liquidity for every single level in here. We're showing transactions for every single level in there. Okay, so we're looking at, why does that matter? Because you can see, like, you'll get some kind of some latency. Bookmap can only handle like up to 8,000 points or levels, which it handles very well. Once it starts to get above that, it gets kind of hard for Bookmap. It's a lot of data. And you might have some issues saying, like, it's not working, Amazon's not working. It is. It's just that's that you're running up against that issue. All right. Now, this is why if you're looking at crypto markets, when you put in the tick size, okay, we can add a new symbol in here. Let me just show you. And you add in a tick size. Let's go with Coinbase Pro is fine. Yeah, we can just look at Bitcoin here. Tick size here, put in $10 per tick. Okay, that'll make it easier for Bookmap, because if you put in like a dollar, that means every single and boy, you used to be able to put in 0.001 as your tick size when it was a lot less, had a lot less value. But yeah, you need to use a high tick size in here, else you're going to have some latency issues. It's a lot of data for Bookmap to display. Right. So anyway, if you zoom in on Amazon, it'll be a lot easier. When you start to zoom out and look at thousands and thousands of price levels, it is difficult for Bookmap to handle that. Right. So just be aware of that. It makes sense. I mean, like this is, it's a $2,500 instrument. Anyway, and every single tick, every single cent is being displayed. All right. So I'm not really seeing much here, Alan, at the moment. Nice transaction here at 25.30 and nice bounce, but it's made a lower high so far. All right, jump back. Ooh, here we go, guys. There it is. God, timing has been a little off today. We were looking for this scenario here. We're looking for we left off here for the move back to 10, bounce, or just to move to 10. That was it. That's all we covered. Back to point of control. Before that move, we were looking for this to go higher. Okay, and it was starting to play out nicely, and then we got these players retest point of control, and look at the buying now, and look where the buying is taking place here. Okay, look at the buying above the range here. So where is it likely to go, guys? Where do you think? I mean, and you got to answer quickly because it's happening. Yeah, VWAP is a good one. 42.30 liquidity is a good one. Also 42.28 or 29 liquidity up there is also a good answer. Heck, Leo would probably say filling in yeah, the 42.32 area. That's the kind of another area that I think you were looking at, or I think that was the previous area you were looking at. Yeah, filling in the singles there. Yep, your TPOs in there. Exactly. 55 long shot. Let's take a look. I like the idea. Oh, that's quite a long shot. Hey, it's not out of the ordinary here, guys. Let's take a look at the bigger picture. And here's what we're looking at here. Now, we had all sorts of reasons to look for this potential reversal. It took a long time for this to work out. Okay, now we're going to get continuation on this. Well, first we're just looking for the move back up here for these buyers to try to move it back up to 30. We got liquidity. We have a liquidity up here on the bid that was filled. Large transactions took place. This was the overnight low. We're looking for a retest back to it, and we have all sorts of reasons for that. All right, now for it to come back up and to trade back up into the highs up here, or this our line here at 55, that's asking for a lot more. But it's Friday. We can get it's options expiration. It's end of the month, or it's not options expiration. I'm sorry. It's end of the month here. We have the potential to just on Fridays, get everybody going this way here for the first couple of hours of the day and have it grind relentlessly, and just a really slow, torturous grind higher for the rest of the day. Be open to that scenario and look for it. All right, because we see it all the time on Fridays. Just everyone gets excited. Oh, going this way, that way. They get caught up all in it, and then it goes the opposite direction you think, and the rest of the day. And you think, oh, it's got to reverse at some point. It just doesn't. That happens a lot end of the week. Okay. So anyway, guys, just one more thing here. We have the trivia again at 4:30 p.m. Okay, so come to the events room. Special events room is where you find it. This is the text room. It's going to be in the voice room, but you can chat in the special event text room there. There is a prize for the winner, $100 to be used, discount or coupon in the marketplace. So yeah, that should be really good. Looking forward to that. We had a good one last time. I thought it was a lot of fun. Let's see. I think we've got it all covered here. And YouTubers, let's see. Did I answer your guys' questions here? Carlos, I'm sorry I didn't get to your question about some of the stops and icebergs, but we go over it all the time. So Monday and Tuesday, come to the webinars. We'll do it. Yep. All right, guys. Yep. Thanks everybody for coming, and stay tuned for Tom B. He should be starting any minute, and then we have the trivia night, or 4:30 at the market close. Okay. Thanks for coming. Take care. Bye bye.